Welcome back to another episode of Put It on the List. We have a great show today. We watched some things, got some trailers, including two creepy corner trailers and a cool double feature. Let's start the show. I'm Francisco, and I'm here with the best weatherman in the West, Andres. Made that shit rhyme. What's up? And what's up with this fucking weather?
Seriously, man. Like, from our backyard, the wildest things. I've seen pictures of friends and family. Like, there's snow-capped mountains like across the bay from us. I'm like, that. I don't know when that's ever happened. It was like snowing in places it doesn't snow. It's like almost March, and things are covered in snow in the Bay Area, which is nuts. But I know you guys are getting all flooded. I know LA had like a blizzard warning or some bullshit.
Yeah, bro. Dude, the other day was the windiest day I've ever felt here in good old San Diego. But it's windy. And today it's been raining nonstop since last night.
Dude, it was like massive windy, but it was dry. And then the next day it was like massive windy and storming, like sideways rain.
Yeah.
And now it's actually a little clear for me right now. It's a little window, and it's going to hit like 3 more days. Anyways, and welcome to Put It on the Weather List, apparently. What are we doing here?
Yep.
Yeah, and apparently because you like to, you insisted on recording outside today, you might be hearing some background raindrops, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, there's a little drizzle. I mean, I'm not exactly outside, but we outside. We're out in the streets.
You're in the weather. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so.
All right.
See what happens. Fire away, man. What we got? We've got some news or something, right?
News and tidbits.
All right. Not much, but one's an interesting one. Here we go.
Here we go.
All
right, man. We don't have a lot of things. We got a couple little nuggets. First up, we got Warner Brothers still wants some money and is planning on doing more of the Lord of the Ring movies.
Dude, I don't understand. Like, do you think they're like, well, shit, if Amazon can pull off some new random stuff, can we? Like, I don't know what they said it's not going to be a remake. They're just going to tell more stories in and around the films they already made. I don't understand. Like, did they not learn the lesson from the Hobbits?
They're writing their own shit now. They're like based on, like 3 times removed from Tolkien's books.
Yeah, we heard a rumor where he talked about this with his friend one time. So we optioned it for $1 million, and here we go. Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah. And apparently there's some company that actually bought the rights to Lord of the Rings like several years ago. So they own everything outright. And Amazon just has their show they got the rights to from them. And now Warner Brothers made another deal to make some more stories from these guys. I'm like, shit, I guess the moral of the story is buy the rights to famous stories. And just, you'll have all these people just giving you the green.
They're the ones that are making out.
Dude, they don't even got to do anything. They just sit back and be like,
I mean, do we need it though? Do we need, like, is the universe, the culture, humanity, are they asking for more Lord of the Rings stuff?
Dude, do
you have like a need? The need for the ring?
The nail in the coffin, you think, would have been the Hobbit films. Like, oh my God. I barely got through the first one. That's what happens when you take like the first Lord of the Rings. I mean, we've talked about it. It's like, I don't know, 1,200 pages and they made 3 films. The fucking Hobbit book is like, what, 300 pages? And they made 3 films? Like, are you kidding me? Like, how many?
Yeah.
How many, how far can you like?
The first movie had a sing along. Remember that dinner scene in the first one?
Dude, it's terrible.
I thought that would have been your bag too. That was like, oh, Andres is probably like humming right now.
Dude, the fucking from the scene. Dramatic end of the first Hobbit film. They're literally hiding in a tree, throwing like pine cones down at someone. I'm like, this is like the end of this epic film. Like, how? Oh my God. Anyways, cash it in, pack it up, done. And they made 3 more. 2 more. I didn't watch them. Couldn't do it. But I don't know what to tell you. I think Amazon did like 10 times better than I thought they were gonna do, but Warner Brothers is not on a roll lately. They've got like the whole Harry Potter franchise, and they've been just ramming that into the dirt and trying to scrape any kind of like money that they think they might be finding in the dirt from like, oh my God.
And then what's her name is not helping the author. What's her name?
Oh, J.K. saying Rowling?
Like, you know, always being in the news for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, that's a whole weird thing. I still don't quite get, and I just kind of stayed away from that one. But yeah, Warner Brothers they need some hits. I think they need some hits, and they're gonna. Yeah, and apparently one rumor is they're trying to relaunch the Harry Potter franchise sequel again, like another actual one based on the play, that's based on the book, that's based on the movies, that's based on the books. Oh my God, my brain just exploded. But yeah, so we'll see how that shit goes. I don't know. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Hoping for the best. What else we got?
All right. Next, we got just read it like a few minutes ago. The showrunner kind of confirmed that this season will be the last for Succession. So we got 4 seasons.
You mean the one that's about to air?
Yeah. So it begins March 26th, and that will be the last one. So 4 seasons, guys. Yeah, there'd been rumors that it was only going to go 5 or maybe 4. But what I read in the article is that when they started filming, he basically told the crew and the actors were like, yeah, I think this is it. I think this is the last one. And they just kind of made it being the last one.
How do you feel about that?
And I'm good with it. I'd rather a show finish like with some balls and like, you know, some bullets in the rounds instead of being like, you know, running on fumes, you know, like Dexter or some crazy shit that just like had no reason going on forever and ever, you know. If you only got 4 seasons, yeah, if you only got 4 seasons, fucking only have 4 seasons. That's great, but just have a plan. And I think that's good. I'm good with it. I don't need things to go for 10 years.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, have your plan, get in and get out, and make your mark. Don't be known for like dragging things into the ground like a certain Lord of the Rings franchise. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, let me know how that works out for you. I'm sure we'll be reviewing those shows when they start airing because you love that.
Oh yeah, so much. I can't wait. Yeah, man. So look out, March 26th, the last season of Succession. All right. Cool. Next, we got what we watched.
Yes. What did we watch?
All right. I'll start it off. I got a little bit of I've been wanting to watch this movie Pearl since it came out. And it's a scary movie by Ty West. But like 2 months before that, another movie before that, this movie called X had come out. And I guess X is first and Pearl is the prequel. So you have to watch X to get to Pearl. And X got so-so reviews and Pearl's got great reviews, right? So, but anyways, X is on Paramount Plus, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna check it out. And I checked it out, and I felt a lot of different things that I didn't know I was gonna feel. Not fear, but I don't think I felt more uncomfortable or like more like cringe like that watching a movie in a long time, bro. Like. Oh. I mean, there was like it was like some slasher stuff. Yeah. I had to watch it on my tablet because here's the premise: in the tablet with my headphones, facing away from people, you know, because it's like set in the 70s. Set in the 70s, and a group of people, young people in their 20s, go out and they're in Texas and they have a camera and they're like, oh, we're gonna get into the adult business movie business. So they're gonna make a porno over the weekend, right? And they're
okay.
Yeah, you know, it's a slasher film. It ends up being a slasher film. But the slashers, I don't want to give a lot away, but man, it just gets really, there's some old people involved that the owner of the land. And the young people there too, man, they don't mix. And like the old people are like, yeah, we had this land and we had this house because we had it for the Civil War, we had it for the soldiers and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh man, this is going the wrong way. And the other group of people are like, the black guy is like, oh yeah, I just got out of the Marines. And like, once a Marine, always a Marine, he says. And the old white dude was like, he just gives us a stare, like it's really awkward. And then like I mean, that's just to set the tone, and then the old people have a lot of issues. Like the old lady has dementia, and she's like I guess the fear factor from it. You know what I'm saying? But man, it's a lot to process. Some of the stuff they show, because I don't want to get into spoilers, but
sure,
I have not felt that uncomfortable watching a film in a long time.
Okay,
I'll just say that.
Would you recommend? Who do you think this film is for?
Well, I think it's definitely for people that like scary movies. You know, that group of people. But it's just not. I don't think it's what it's like. It's not fear, like, oh, I'm so scared. It's more like, ooh, cringe fear. You know, like that kind of fear. You know, like awkwardness fear. I don't know how to describe it. It was in that way. It was successful. I was not like shitting my pants as far as like somebody's gonna get me. I was more like, oh my god, I don't want to see that. You know, like that.
You just felt bad for your eyeballs the whole time.
Yes, and I'm like, I can't see it anymore. And then I'm like, and now, but then now I get to watch Pearl, and hopefully it's worth it.
Oh, hopefully we
and it stars Mia Goth. Mia Goth is in both of them, so it's gonna be weird.
Cool. Well, let us know how the second one goes.
I know, man.
I gotta tell you,
that was the journey I went through. Like when you told me, like, oh, I watched the Fablemans and this and that, and I'm like, should I go higher or lowbrow? I went lowbrow first.
You went very lowbrow. Your fucking brows.
It was well done though. It wasn't like torture porn, you know, like Saw and Hostel like that.
Yeah.
It was different. It was like, I'll tell you offline.
Oh, Hostel.
What I'm talking about.
Ugh.
All right, ready? You want to bring it out to the light?
Yeah.
All right.
Shine some light on the fucking darkness that you fucking like to bring to the pod.
Awkwardness. Yeah.
That
fucked up. That shit was fucked up. Okay. Next up, what did you watch, man?
We powered through a couple of films that I've been really interested in for quite some time, and they're both there's a thing, and they're both kind of take place around like films and making films and film theaters and the love of art and, you know, the happier times ish than certain fucking basements with in the 70s unhappy. Anyways, the first one I watched was Empire of Light. Directed by Sam Mendes. We both watched the trailer. We reviewed the trailer. We thought it looked awesome. It takes place like in the late 70s, early 80s. And it mostly centers around a movie theater in a small English town. Great cast. The thing that got me for this film is I had to go rewatch the trailer after watching this film because I was so confused. I'm like, I thought this film was about the love of cinema or the making of something and falling in love with, you know, watching movies. And, you know, in this film, as presented in the trailer, is basically not that film. So that totally threw us off. Like, we were just like, what? It just happens to take place at a movie theater. Like, there's very little of that, like, love of cinema in this film. That being said, it's a good dramatic film. There's a lot of unhappiness and there's a little bit of happiness, but mostly it's very dramatic, and everyone, you know, in this movie theaters kind of has like some issues, and they're all kind of like going through things as the film progresses forward. You start peeling back the layers, and you're seeing what's going on, and it's like a little slice of life, maybe a piece of history. There's a couple of random parts as this kind of show up to add like unhappiness again. You're like, wait, where did that come from? They kind of just throw some stuff in, and then it kind of ends, and you're just kind of like, all right, I guess I went on a little journey there. Not quite sure. It was a complete journey. The film is, I can't really recommend it that high. Empire of Light. Sam Mendes, this is probably one of his least interesting films, but he does some dark stuff every now and then. This is kind of like in the middle. Like, that dude directed Skyfall, the most awesome James Bond film. He directed American Beauty, an awesome film. Road to Perdition, amazing film. And then this
1917. I love 1917.
Oh yeah. Wait, he didn't do 1917, did he?
Yeah.
That was Sam Mendes?
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was someone else. But yes, that movie's like, what? Like, to go from that to this is like, it's, I don't know. It's like a slow afternoon if you want to watch it. The cast is great. And it has one of these actors who's been in like dozens of things over the years. I should have looked him up. And it's funny because we were watching Game of Thrones since like last year, like slowly going back into like the series. And we just got to the Red Wedding a couple nights ago. And homie, the dude in this movie is the dude who does some nerdy stabbing in the Red Wedding. And like, oh, I hate that guy. Like, that was like the worst of the worst. And this dude is like one of the Frey sons. And you're like, oh, I know that guy because you barely recognize him with his eyes. He's got crazy eyes. And this dude's in the movie too. You're like, I hate that guy. But he's a really good actor. So it's kind of cool seeing him in this film playing a more of a lighthearted person. But Empire Light, don't really recommend it too highly. I don't know if you'll like it. There is some awkward sexual situations out there, just folks, just so you know. I was like, what? And that's all I got to say about it. Empire Light. Based on that, are you going to watch it now?
I'll have to be in the mood.
You got to be like in a total like a mood. Like, you could probably be reading a book in the background and be fine and catch up on everything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was it shot cool or what? Did it look
cool? Oh, it was
cool?
gorgeous, man. And that's the other thing. It's Sam Mendes worked with Roger Deakins, who won multiple Academy Awards. He's like one of the best living cinematographers, and it's a good looking film. But it's just kind of like underwhelming. That's like my whole thing of this film is just very underwhelming and understated. And it doesn't really take you on too big of a journey. They start to dabble with certain characters and they back off. I'm like, that's interesting. And then it doesn't go anywhere. You're like, damn it. So it's whatever. I don't know. I was disappointed. But that brings us to the next film, which is in the cinema, pantheon. Steven Spielberg's The Fablemans. We watched the trailer. We were both excited. So we finally, we plucked down our $5 and rented it on Amazon. I gotta say, really enjoyed it. It's just a solid film about a kid growing up and starting to like learn about cinema. And it's all about like a kid for the most part, a kid and his family, and the family having family trauma and like family problems and working through stuff and getting uprooted, and how do they finding their place in the world. And you're seeing that through a kid in like the 60s. And yeah, it's not easy. And he finds like some identity through making films. And there's some fucking killer shots. They're so cool. Like, there's some stuff in there where you're like, yeah. Because you're rooting for this kid making these little movies. And it's a film that's semi-autobiographical of Steven Spielberg as growing up as a kid. There's a documentary on HBO called, I think, The Spielberg. Check that out and then watch this, or go vice versa. And you'll be like, oh shit, some of that was real. A lot of it's not. He co-wrote it. It's like the first time I think he got a credit for co-writing something. And it's a good film. It doesn't like, there's no like crazy things like you're seeing a shark in the background of anything. It's nothing like that where it's like cheeseball. It's just kind of like this kid just kind of doing his thing and kind of figuring his stuff out. And he goes to like high school at some point. It's very awkward high school shit. High school kind of sucks for a lot of people, and he kind of brings it out. And I guess if you're an artist, it especially sucks. So it kind of goes into that. And then it doesn't end like with him like making Jaws or anything like that. He gets a taste, like a little taste of like Hollywood at the very, very end. And that was like one of my favorite things. Like, it was not over the top. It was like a really nice, understated, but you know what's going to happen. And it's just fucking cool. Like, it's a gorgeous film. I wouldn't say a fun film, but it just flies. And like the production design, like, you are there. All the little details, there's so many little details. Like when he's playing with this train set and he just gets into it, and you're like, this is really just touching and cool. I think you should watch it. I think you'll dig it.
Oh yeah, I definitely plan on watching it.
Yeah, cool. I don't know what else to say, but I would say The Fablemans, put it high on your list. It's up for some Academy Awards and whatnot. I think it'll do decently. We'll see. Performances are all great. You get to see the Riddler be not the Riddler in this film. That's always fun. Paul Dano. And the person who totally like, I was like, what? Seth Rogen plays a big supporting role in this film, and he was very, very good. And that was really cool to see that. Other than that, that's what I got, man. The Fablemans. Definitely check it out. That was a very long-winded thing, man.
No, you did good, man. You did good. I didn't get a chance to watch it, so
but okay.
I think Yeah. Well, you had a good take, I guess.
It's good.
I definitely will be checking it out as soon as it's available. I mean, there's so much stuff to watch right now. It's crazy. I'm still a little like overwhelmed with everything.
Yeah,
I'm trying to finish the things that I start.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like 3 shows on Amazon that I've started and haven't finished. And I mean, they're not like the biggest shows, but I still need to finish them. And so I try to finish things before I start more things. And sometimes it gets mixed up. So I'm behind on some stuff. All right. Next we watched South Park, man. The last episode you put me onto this.
Yeah.
I used to watch South Park a lot when it first came out, but it's been on for a minute. So, like I know that they're still relevant and they still put on good stuff, but like to me, I'm like, I can't do it all the time.
Yeah.
But I did watch the episode you told me about.
Yeah.
You want to break it down for us?
I haven't seen this. I mean, I haven't watched South Park like you. I've maybe watched 2 or 3 episodes in the last like 2 or 3 years, maybe. And I haven't really been too high on them. I'm like, they seem just kind of like they're phoning it in a little bit. Like they used to be hilarious, but it's just gone away from what it used to be. But anyways, there's a whole controversy this week. People are like, you see all these headlines of people freaking out, and I was like, shit, should we watch South Park and talk about it? So I was like, fuck it. It's like 22 minutes, 24 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's about is it Prince Harry? I get them all mixed up.
Yeah, I don't know their names. The royal couple that's not a royal couple anymore.
Yeah, the ones that are like chilling in Santa Barbara now, like drinking lattes and making.
I used to watch her in Suits. I used to love Suits.
I never watched
it. She was good in it.
Yeah, and she's like, she got upgraded to I guess she got upgraded
Duchess or some shit
for a minute. Was that
a Duchess? Isn't she like a Duchess?
I think she was for like a minute, and then they
and then like nah.
I have no idea. Anyway,
I think in the cartoon they made her look the worst.
She did not look good. So I think
it was a good portrayal.
So talking about the episode, what did you think?
I thought it was funny because, dude, every time I opened up a different app, because we stream everything. Here's this fucking kid, the prince or whatever, doing an interview with somebody or like a special or something, and I'm like, why is this guy in the news so much? I thought he wanted to be away from it. And that's the extent of my knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
That's more than
like
me.
This episode. That's being this, and then like there's a podcast the Bill Simmons podcast. He touched base on it too, and he was like basically, "Fuck that guy. What is he doing? Like you don't want to be in it, don't be in it. You're over here like selling books and doing other shit, like not wanting to be in it, and you're doing interviews everywhere." So he basically was like, "Fuck that guy too," and then like I said, opening up apps and like he has an interview on Netflix. There's one on Hulu. There's one on here. Like there's interviews everywhere with this guy, and we just want people to leave us alone. But like, fucking go away, right? Then go away. And yeah, so in that way, the episode was successful and funny.
That's what I took from the episode. I'm like assuming like, yeah, because they hold the whole royal divorce. I don't know what you want to call it. And they came to California. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'd do that. I get that totally. And then
the Queen thing was funny in the beginning. I was like, dang, that's funny, but sad like that.
It's pretty funny. And I like how it wasn't really technically it was supposed to be them. It was supposed to be like the Queen of Canada, just so they couldn't get sued.
Oh yeah.
People were freaking out. But man, it was pretty damn funny. I think my only gripe with the episode was it's like the same joke over and over and over for like 20 minutes. I'm like, can we go in a different direction now? You know what I mean? That I was like, come on, man. Like do more. Like do a little bit more.
Yeah.
That kind of got me like, Other than that, I'm like, all right, I didn't really see what the huge controversy was. Like there's a little bit, there was some because of South Park, some flatulence generously used.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't.
Well, I think the controversy is like they're being like culture vultures. They're saying they don't want to do this, but there's exactly what they're doing. They're trying to control the narrative. I'm like, when there's no narrative to control, if they just stop talking to people, but they don't do it, So I think that's where people are like hung up on it. Where like, wait a minute, why are you still on my TV? I thought you wanted to go away.
Yeah.
Like, what? Why are you still signing up for this?
They probably have like press agents and like fucking PR people that are like,
or maybe that's how their income, where their income is going to come from now. I don't know if they got cut off or.
I think that's how it's supposed to work. Like they're supposed to be cut. I think they even said they were proudly cut off, but then only because they knew they had all these deals going, and then I don't know, whatever. They're clearly public figures and they're taking advantage of it now. I mean, she's a former actress. She's gonna get in front of the cameras, I assume. So
yeah,
I don't know. Anyways, the Celebrate episode, funny enough, wasn't like amazing. It didn't inspire me to watch more episodes anytime soon, and that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Moving on to one thing I forgot to add to the list. Moving on
What's that?
Really quickly, I watched something last night on Amazon. Brand new series called The Consultant, starring Christoph Waltz, who
I saw a little bit.
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit. So she was like, hey, let's watch it. So we watched 1.5 episodes last night. And they're short episodes, like 25 minutes, 30 minutes at most. And the first episode was directed by Matt Sheckman, who did all of WandaVision. So I was like, oh shit, we're in for maybe a little treat here or something. And I gotta say, after we got halfway to the second episode, we turned that shit off.
Damn, so the first episode was good enough for 2, and then the 2 was done?
We were curious. So we got halfway to the second episode, you're like, this is just fucking dumb. It's just...
And what is it? Was it a trial? Right. A lawyer? Consultant? No. I don't know what...
I'll set up it's simple. You've seen the first like 3 minutes of the show, what's going on. It's about a video game company, and something happens, and this consultant guy has to come in, Christoph Waltz, to help like right the ship, I guess, keep this company kind of afloat or doing its thing for reasons. And then it's just kind of like awkward and weird, and like this guy's like all knowing and all powerful, and there's this weird shit for no fucking reason, and you're just like, okay. It's just really awkward, and like it's a cartoon. It's so over the top, and you're like, and you don't really like any of the characters. You don't like him. You're just kind of like, I'm not invested in anything. And like halfway through the second episode, we're like, this is just so fucking dumb. Like there's nothing really, really happening. It was just like this little thing that led to this other little thing that has nothing to do with it, and then this thing. But this person, every time it's all very convenient, and I'm like, okay. And then we weren't invested in it. We weren't enjoying it. We weren't having a good time. It was just kind of annoying everything. And like, all right, we're out of here. So that's it. That's The Consultant on Amazon. If you can make it through the first 2 episodes, maybe you'll love it. If that's your thing. It's extremely like melodramatic, but it's so awkward and like not invested in anything. And it's a good looking thing. They spent some money, made it look good. I like Christoph Waltz. It's just a bunch of random awkwardness. It's too convenient and weird story wise. I'm like, okay, do something with this. And it just kind of, it's over the top in places it shouldn't have been, and underwhelming other places. It just didn't work. Did not work, unfortunately, for us. So we tried. That was The Consultant. Go for it. If you can get to the first episode and start the second one and you're still into it, let us know how you like it, because that shit was kind of dumb.
All right.
Are you sold?
Not really. No, not. But it's like, I don't know, man. I think you give out more non-endorsements than you do endorsements. So I don't know. We'll see.
Dude, I'm hard. No, I'm not.
No, not necessarily you're hard. You quit a lot. That's different.
Dude, we
quit a lot.
We almost quit in the first episode.
I'll give you this. You tried because you made it past 1. Yeah. So good job there.
All right. What do we got next?
Moving on, we got trailers.
Hell yeah, trailers. Let's do it. What do we got?
All right. The first one, About My Father, with Sebastian Maniscalco. I think that's how you say his name.
Maniscalco? Yeah.
No, I did it better than you. Maniscalco. Shut up. Maniscalco.
Fine.
Maniscalco. Anyways, he's a funny comedian, one of the biggest comedians in the world. And
he's hilarious. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go tell who's the co-star.
Co-starring Robert De Niro as his father.
Yeah, I didn't even know this movie was in production.
No clue.
Just out of left field. I'm like, what?
Yeah. What are your first impressions?
it's a film kind of based loosely on him. Like he's using his real name in the film, and his dad, Robert De Niro, is supposed to be playing like his dad, and he puts a lot of his physical humor into it. And I think if they're able to capitalize on it, it should be a pretty funny film. Like it's a fish out of water with him in this situation. Yeah. Like I think it's a cool premise. I'll check it out. I think it's more of a streamer for me. I definitely wouldn't go watch it in the theaters. I probably wouldn't rent it for more than a couple bucks. But if it gets good reviews, I'll laugh. Like there's some funny stuff in the trailer. So I don't know. Fingers crossed. That being said, you know what's really shitty? He has a new Netflix special out. It just came out really, really recently, and we tried to watch it, and that shit was not very funny. Like it was like so different from all his routines. Like if anyone doesn't know who he is, look him up on YouTube. Like watch anything on YouTube from him from like the last 10 years. It's gonna be hilarious.
I've always thought I mean, I get his popularity, but I did watch the last one where he's wearing a tux the whole time.
Yeah,
and I thought it was in line with his other stuff.
I thought it was this I thought it was way more muted compared to his other stuff. Like his other stuff's pretty wild. Like we saw him in prison a couple years ago. We loved it. Like I think it's funny. Funny as shit, his physicality. He was kind of lacking that in this one too, but I don't know. He was trying something different, so I'll give hats off to that. But
no, what I was gonna say to his physicality is like I get it in his stand up, but in the trailer he was doing it too. So like, what am I getting? Am I getting a portrayal in the stand up, or am I getting portrayal in the movie? Like, what's real? Like I don't want to see it both. The same. I don't want to see the same joke in the film and in the stand up. Like use it for one. Like once you used it, you kind of burned it. You know, so you can't do it again.
He's clearly doing that though. There's some stuff.
Yeah, he is.
I was like, I know that bit. That's another bit. That's a bit.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like, and then he does the same kind of face and mannerisms, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to see you doing that in the movie. You do that in your stand up. I want to see you do something different. And so that's one thing. And then another thing is that comedies and Robert De Niro is not my bag, or is not his bag. Honestly, I think the funniest or the most thing close to comedy that I enjoyed from him was him in Silver Linings Playbook. Because he's like just the side character, and like he has some interesting takes on gambling and whatever, and I enjoyed that. But Bad Grandpa,
I think Meet the Parents, he had some cool stuff.
I don't know. It's a little. I think it's a little overrated. Overrated for me. Okay. But because have you seen it? Have you seen it lately? Meet the Parents?
No.
It's kind of fucking boring. It's boring.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't hold up for me. It was just a lot of this face. Like, really? That Robert De Niro face? I can't even make, but it's a lot of that face. Like I'm watching you kind of face, Robert De Niro. But so anyway, so I hope this is good, and he looks like he's really involved. He had a lot of lines in the trailer, so it's good for us. As if Robert De Niro makes an effort, man, it's good for the audience. I think.
I think it could be funny, but I mean, like I said, I think it's going to be a streamer, not a rental or watching the theater.
Yeah, definitely not going to go to the theater for that.
Yeah. All right, moving on. What do we got? We got something up your alley.
Oh yeah, get ready, creepy corner trailers. Yeah, we got some creepy shit. All right, ready?
Yep.
First one. Ready for the name of this?
Yeah.
Let's start with the name, okay?
Yeah.
The Pope's Exorcist.
Dude, I can do better than that. Dude.
Do it.
It's Academy Award winner Russell Crowe starring in the Pope's Exorcist. That's what they have in the fucking trailer. I'm like, holy shit.
Bro, can we just start handing out awards now, or what's going on? Okay, take number 2. What about his accent?
Dude, I was like, is he gonna be like an Italian priest, or like what? I could not put my finger on it. I don't know.
I don't know. Is he Eastern European? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Hungarian? I don't know. Could be.
Let's just
I
go.
think they mentioned Hungary.
I don't know.
Yeah. I I give the trailer props for it trying to be funny, or like I don't know if it's gonna be like it's not gonna be a comedy, but it's gonna be funny because like in the trailer, or like the possessed kid, right? The possessed kid is like, get the priest, and then the priest walks in, and then the possessed kid throws the priest out of the window or the wall or whatever, and he's like, "That's the wrong one," and I'm like, "Oh shit, we're this is where we're going like this in the trailer." All right, I see you, little demon child.
Yeah, when I watched that scene, I'm like, shouldn't like rule one be when you're like have like a demon child chained to a bed? Like remove all the glass and glassware and windows like near the guy because something bad's gonna happen. Of course,
yeah. I gotta say, all this shit talking I'm doing, I'm excited, man. I can't wait for all the gags. It's gonna be like a gag, like all the tropes of Exorcist movies are gonna be in this, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be fucking funny, and it's gonna be, creepy, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if it'll reach that part.
Super curious.
But man, who knows? It might be a gem.
A gem. Yeah. Russell Crowe.
The Poop's Exorcist.
It looks like it's well shot. Like they had a budget. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like the makeup looks
no, it looks like they made hopefully it's go ahead.
I'm gonna wait for your recommendation. This is a film to let you watch, and then you can let me know.
Yeah.
And then whatever.
I'm excited.
Yeah. That's
I'm
cool.
excited. I'm happy.
Creepy. It looks creepy.
It made me happy.
Russell Crowe.
Creepy.
Right. Would have guessed.
Creepy corner continues. All right.
One.
The next one is Evil Dead Rises. All right. What do you think about this one?
I'm a big fan of like the Evil Dead series. I had no idea this was even in production, let alone coming out in like a month or two. It looks pretty cool. Like it's definitely a different take a little bit on the Evil Dead series and more of a modern take, but I mean it has tons of creepy shit. Like I really like how it's shot. Like watch the trailer. Like there's some really cool shots and some composition of the camera and reflections and lighting, and I was like, this is cool. Like for that reason alone, like I might watch it. I mean, it's gonna be on a tablet like you in the corner, but I'll probably end up watching this one.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm excited too. I'm good, man. I'm excited. At first I felt like the makeup was a little like, what are we doing here? Kind of, but I kind of like the little tribute Easter egg shot of like the floating camera running through the streets, like a Sam Raimi shot. You know what I'm saying? I like the Sam Raimi shot, and man, I like all the little like jump suspense things they did with the lady, in the trailer. I mean,
cool.
It has potential. I told you I watched the remake, the Fede Alvarez remake from dude, that was like violent. It was violent. And I don't know if this is going to be that violent, because I remember watching that. I was like, and I showed that to Matthew, and I was like, ooh, I don't, is this a dad fail? Might be a dad fail here.
I don't think because this is like family. This includes like a family. And I think when there's like a family involved, it's probably not going to be too many mutilations. I think we'll see what happens. But
I'm excited too, man. And like I somehow we missed this because this trailer's been out for a month.
Oh, wow.
And I just watched on one of these commercials that they pop up, Evil Dead Rises soon. And I'm like, what? This has been out? And I watched it and I put it on the document. But I'm excited, man. Creepy Corner's back.
Cool. Yeah. I'll check that one out. All right. Let's get to next one. Next section.
Okay, real quick. New to the list. We got a few things that could be funny and good, interesting. Yes. All right. First up, we got Chris Rock's first stand-up special in a long time, man. And it's gonna be March 4th, and what's that?
And it's gonna be live streamed apparently.
Oh yeah.
Which I think is a first for Netflix.
Yeah. March 4th. I'm definitely gonna check that out.
He's on tour right now with him and Dave Chappelle have been cruising all over the place. So he should be pretty sharp at this point.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then the day before that, what do we got going?
Day before that, Triangle of Sadness. We watched the trailer when it came out.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this, man. It looks funny. Woody Harrelson's in it.
It got nominated for some awards, man. So I'm super curious about it.
Yeah, like it's kind of the trailer was vague in some aspects, so I'm curious to see where the film lands on.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna watch that this week. I'm sure. Hopefully, in time to review it for the next episode.
Yeah.
And what leads us to another creepy corner for you, which is
I know. Megan. It's on Peacock now. They just put it out last night, I think, and they put a regular version and the unrated version. So both theatrical versions and unrated.
Yeah.
Out on Peacock.
You let me know.
And then one thing that my daughter asked me because she watches YouTube. All right, kids YouTube, but sometimes these videos get clipped into something else. And she was like, does the Megan doll scare you? She asked me. I'm like, no, she doesn't. Like, does she scare you? I was like, no, she just dances weird. I don't like how she dances. I'm like, where do you see Megan? I was like, oh, no, YouTube. I'm like, okay, maybe I should edit those parental guidelines a little bit more.
No plans, no dolls.
Yeah. So anyways, Megan on Peacock. And one last one I forgot to write on here real quick. Yeah. Babylon. Did I tell you Babylon is on Paramount Plus?
No. Okay.
Another one, man.
No, because that thing looks bananas.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be worse or like a bigger struggle than other movies to watch for me. I have to like psych myself up for that one.
Not just that, but you got to you got to get your tablet, you got to go into a corner, and you got to cover yourself in a blanket, and you got to make sure the blanket is like tucked underneath you. Because dude, that movie
is it orgies? Orgies?
I believe so. I think they're I believe it's drug fueled orgies. But
wow.
So let me know how that works out for you.
Well, I'm glad you let me know because I thought it was just about making films.
Oh my god, Dad Phil! That could have been like Dad Phil of the year right there. Mia, do you want to watch Babylon?
Hey, you want Babylon? I don't know. Some guy's making a movie. I don't know. Harley Quinn's in it. Come on.
All right. Talking about making movies. Here we go.
Yeah, our double feature.
Yeah,
films about films. I'm excited, man. I Googled it and I went through. There's a lot of movies about movies, and I enjoyed most of them.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a fun one. I have no idea what you're gonna pick.
I had one pick.
Yeah, one pick.
Like, there's no way this motherfucker is going to go for it because this is a deep cut. Like, there's no way this guy's going to choose.
No, and like the one I'm going to pick, I already know you're not going to pick. So go for it.
All right. Mine is a film from the 80s I thought it was so cool when it came out. I think it still will hold up. I got to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a film called FX. FX. And it's about a makeup special effects guy who gets
They made two of them.
Who works. Yeah, they did. The second one, not as good. But the first one's dope. Like, if you want to watch something really cool from the 80s, check out effects. Like, there's some cool shit in the movie.
That's a good one.
He's an effects guy who does like makeup and explosion, works in the movies, and he gets recruited by like some government agency to help them fake a death for someone who's like in government protection. And then everything just goes haywire, and he's got to spend the rest of his film figuring out what the hell's going on, escaping the bad guys, using all of his skills and trickery. And it's a fun film. When I was a kid watching this, I was like, this guy is amazing. This is like a superhero with no powers. He's just like knows how to get things done using tricks and effect stuff. And I was like, this is awesome. And starring Brian Brown, co-starring Brian Dennehy, rest in peace, and some other actors you'll probably recognize. And it's just a really solid, good 80s film. It takes place in New York. So, I mean, it's a cool film. Definitely recommend it. Definitely recommend it. All right, man. What do you got?
And it's streaming on Prime. I just looked it up for everybody.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can definitely check it out if you have Prime.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. I got something a little bit more recent, and I got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, man. I enjoyed this movie.
Okay.
And yeah, dude, it's a filmmaker making a filmmaker's movie, I guess. Like there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. All the
actors talking,
the Dalton stuff.
Talking.
Yeah, man.
The trailer's getting trashed.
Yeah, man, it's great. So I love this. I love this movie, and I want to rewatch it. I've only watched it once or twice, maybe twice. but I think it's due for a rewatch. And 2019 is kind of like a really quietly a great movie year. There was a lot of good movies that year. So yeah, man. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin Tarantino's last film that he's made up to date. And man, everybody knocked it out of the park. Brad Pitt.
I gotta rewatch
the Pitbull. The Pitbull, all the
the Pitbull.
There's a lot of good actors and a lot of great scenes and stuff. So
there's a lot of feet.
There's a lot of feet. He has a thing with feet though. Like that's been in his movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kill Bill 1, he had to like wiggle your toe. Kill Bill 2, he squished the eyeball with the girl's toe. I mean, I think if I think about it, we can find out more toe stuff. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, so Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And that one's on Stars if you have cable or the streamer. So if you have Stars and Prime, you can watch these two movies. So
I don't know if I just hyped myself up too much when I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I just came out of it very underwhelmed. The ending kind of helped bring it back for me. Like there's some really cool payoffs. But man, it was kind of like, maybe I missed the point. So many people love it. I just didn't love it. And maybe I need to watch it again. Because it might, and I think the audience I was with was just not enjoying it either. It's just kind of like a weird kind of like, there's no energy in the room, and that kind of like, it was just, I don't know. I think we were maybe expecting something different. It was like the least Tarantino film of all his films, and I think maybe that kind of threw us off. But I want to check it out again.
You know what?
Perspective.
Yeah, and when I watched it the first time, I was kind of on the same boat as you. I was like, is he just straight up making a straight movie? Like I was thinking that, like, where's the twist? Where's his own takes on things? Where's all this other stuff? But the ending did save it. It went pretty hard, at the end, and I kind of tied everything together too. So I think that's why I appreciated it. Like it brought things from beginning of the movie to the end. So I kind of dug all of that.
And Brad Pitt won an Academy Award for it. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was the best actor that year, but he deserved an Academy Award like so many times over. I'm like, just give it to him. Just give it to him.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it might be. Yeah. But, yeah, man. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
There we go.
2 period pieces now. Effects in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't know which order to watch them in, but there you go. Those are fun for the most part.
I probably would watch FX first for me, and then that one. But the second one is really long. I don't know how long the FX one is.
I don't think it's a double feature. I think you want to split it up by like a day or two. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, okay, because But all right, cool show. All right, wrap us out of here.
All right. Well, that's our show. Thanks for listening, and please like and subscribe, leave comments or recommendations. If we're missing anything, let us know. I'm Francisco.
And I'm Andres.
And that's 2 nerds, 1 pod. Put on the list. Let's go. Follow.